Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to automate thank you emails with Gmail for form submissions. Now let's say I use Lendingy as my website form to capture new leads and want to send thank you emails via Gmail. So here my objective is, as soon as I receive a new form submission over my Lendingy, I am going to send an email. So for integrating these both applications, I am going to use a software that is Pabbly Connect. So if you also want to build this automation, then let me take you towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video, I am going to show you how you can send a thank you email via Gmail when a new lead is appearing through landing page form or Lendingy. So right before you on my screen, you can see I have integrated these both applications, that is Lendingy and Gmail, by just using Pabbly Connect. Now as soon as a form will be submitted over the Lendingy, a thank you email will be sent to my leads through Gmail. So now I am going to show you how you can build this automation for enhancing your business. So for that you just have to use Pabbly Connect. But before that, I am going to show you the real working demo of this automation. So for that, let's move on to my landing page forms. So here you can see this is my landing page form or Lendingy form. So here I am going to fill these details and submit this form. So here you can see I have filled this form providing name smart user, email address as smartuser@pabblytudes.com and the phone number. Now we simply have to submit this form, and now we will be checking that whether we are receiving an email over our Gmail account or not. And here you can see our form has been successfully submitted. Now let's move on to my Gmail account to check whether we are receiving an email over there or not. So here in my Gmail account, you can see I am successfully receiving an email with the same name which I have provided over my form, that is smart user. So here you can see our automation is working properly. Now I am going to show you how you can build this automation for your business by just using Pabbly Connect. So for accessing the Pabbly Connect, you just have to type its URL over the new tab, that is pabbly.com/connect, and once you will enter the URL, you will be getting the landing page of Pabbly. And here you can see we are getting two options, that is sign in and sign up free. So if you are a new user, you can simply click over this sign up free, and if you sign up your account for free over the Pabbly Connect, you get 100 free tasks every month for practicing the Pabbly Connect. And if you already have an existing connection, you can simply use this, that is sign in. But before moving on forward, I am going to tell you about Pabbly Community. So here you can see this is the page of Pabbly Community, where automation users, marketers and business owners gather to share their ideas, ask questions and get relevant update about using the Pabbly application. So you can also join Pabbly Community now and grow your business with us. And if you wish to join the Pabbly Community, you can find link in the description given below. Now let's move on to the Pabbly Connect again, and here I am going to simply click over the sign in, as I already have an account on Pabbly Connect. And as you finish your sign up, you will be getting this all Pabbly apps page, and here you can see we are getting many products provided by Pabbly. And as we are going to integrate two applications, we will be using the Pabbly Connect. Now for accessing the Pabbly Connect, you just have to click on this access now button, and we will be landed to the dashboard page of Pabbly Connect, which can be seen here. So here you can see this is the dashboard page of Pabbly Connect, and these are the folders I have created. So you can also create your own folder by just clicking on this create new folder button. And here I am going to create a workflow by integrating two applications, that is Lendingy and Gmail. So for that you simply have to click over this create workflow button, and as you will click on this button, you will be getting the option for selecting the workflow builder. So here you can see we are getting two workflow builder, that is beta, which is modern, faster and more flexible, and another workflow builder we are getting is classic, which will provide you stable and familiar approach. So here I am going to use this newly launched workflow builder beta. So for that you simply have to click over the select button, and you will be getting a dialog box where you have to provide a name to your workflow. So now let's provide a name to our workflow here. So here I am providing it the name send thank you emails for the website form submitted, and afterwards we are getting the option for selecting the folder. So here I am going to select my folder, that is form folder, and afterwards we simply have to click over this create button, and here you can see we are getting this this pop-up which says workflow created successfully, and we are landed to the page where we have to create a workflow. So on this page you can see we are getting the option for adding the trigger. So now you might be thinking, what is this trigger? So trigger is our first application or the application which is going to initiate a workflow. So in this case we want to initiate a workflow as soon as we receive a form submission over Landingy. So here I am going to select my trigger app as Landingy. So you just have to click over this add trigger button and you will be getting this trigger setup page, and here I am going to search for Landingy as this will be my trigger app. So here you can see I'm getting this app, so I will be just selecting it, and afterwards I'm going to select my app event as new lead from landing page. Now we simply have to click over this connect button, and here you can see we are getting the webhook URL with the steps for pasting this webhook URL over our Landingy account so that we can connect with that. And now I'm going to show you where you have to paste this webhook URL. So for that, let's move on to my Landingy account with me, and here you can see I have landed to my account, and here I am getting a page that is Pabbly. So here I am going to simply click over this edit button, and afterwards we will be landed to the page where I have created my form. So here you can see this is the form I have created. So you just have to click any of the fields of your form and you will be getting the option for settings. So you just have to click over the settings, and here you can see we are getting the form settings page, and here on this page we are getting the option for integrations. So you just have to select it, and afterwards you just have to search for the webhook, and here you can see I'm getting this webhook. So firstly you have to install it, and here as it is already installed I am going to select it, and afterwards we are landed to our webhooks page, and here you can see we are getting two options, that is request URL and request method. So on the dialog box of request URL you have to paste the webhook URL which you have received from the Pabbly Connect. So now let's move on to the Pabbly Connect, and here I am going to just copy it and paste it over here on the request URL. So here I have pasted my webhook URL. Now we are getting the option for request method, and here we are getting two request method, that is get and post. So here I am going to keep it as the same, that is post, because I want to post my data. So here we are done with the webhook. Now we simply have to save this by just clicking on the save button, and afterwards again I am going to click over the save and close. Now again you have to click over the save button for saving this form, and here our form has been saved. And now we just have to publish this form by just clicking on this publish button, and here I am going to click over this publish anyway for publishing my form, and here you can see my form has been publishing, and here it is published, and now we are getting the form link. So now let's copy this link and paste it over the new tab for getting our form. So here I have pasted it, and here I am getting the page where I have created my form. Now let's move on to the Pabbly Connect to check whether it's waiting for the webhook response or not, and here you can see it is waiting for the webhook response. Now for providing the webhook response we have to do a test submission. Now for doing the test submission we have to fill the form. So now let's move on to our landing page form again, and here I am going to fill this form. So here you can see in this form I have provided the name, that is testing lead, email as testinglead@pabblytudes.com, and the phone. Now we simply have to submit our form, and here you can see my form has been successfully submitted. Now let's move on to the Pabbly Connect, and here you can see we are successfully receiving the response, that is response A, with the same detail which we have recently filled over the form. So here we are done with the trigger setup. Now we just have to set up our action app. So for that you just have to click over this add new action step button, and you will be landed to this action setup page. So in this case as we are going to use Gmail as our action app, so let's select it, and afterwards I am going to select my app event as send emails. Now we just have to click over this connect button, and again we are landed to the connection page of Gmail. So if you already have an existing connection you can use this, that is select existing connection, and if you want to build a new connection you simply have to click over this add new connection button and sign up with your Google account. But here I am going to use this, that is select existing connection, and afterwards I am going to simply click over the save button, and here you can see as I have clicked over the save button I am getting some of the fields. So the first field we are getting is sender name. So here I am going to manually enter my sender's name. So here I have provided my sender's name as Pabbly, and afterwards we are getting the option for sender's email address. So here for entering my sender's email address I have to just enable it, and afterwards I am going to enter my sender's email address as admin@pabblytudes.com. So here I have entered my sender's email address, and afterwards we are getting the option for recipient's email address. Now I am going to map the recipient's email address so that I don't have to enter the data again and again with every new response. Now you might be thinking, what is this magic? So this is the magic of mapping. So here I am going to perform mapping. So mapping is basically inserting the data from the previous step, means you don't have to enter your values again and again. The fields will be dynamic. And now I am going to map my recipient's email address from the response which I have received from the landing form. So here you can see I am getting this, and here I am going to map the email, that is testing@pabblytudes.com. So here I have mapped it, and this will be replaced with every new responses, and I don't have to enter it again and again. And if you want to send this email to multiple recipients, you can enter the recipient's email address over the CC and BCC, and afterwards we are getting the option for entering reply to, but here this is not necessary, so I am going to leave it as blank. And afterwards we are getting the option for entering the email subject. So now let's enter the email subject over here. So here I have entered my email subject manually, means it is static, and this will not be replaced with responses. And afterwards we are getting the field that is for the email content. So now I am going to enter my email content. So here you can see I have entered my email content, and after this word hi, I am going to map the name of my lead. So here I am going to map the name, that is testing lead, and this is going to replace with every new responses. And after this word, that is at, I am going to map the contact number. So here I have mapped the contact number also, and here we are done with the email content. And afterwards we are getting the field that is email content type. So from here you can select the email content type as plain or HTML. So here I am going to keep it as the same, and afterwards we are getting the field that is labels and some another fields which are not necessary, so I am going to leave them blank. And afterwards we simply have to click over the save and send test request for sending the test data, and here you can see we are receiving a positive response, means we have successfully sent our email. Now let's move on to my Gmail account to check whether we are receiving an email over there or not. So here you can see in my Gmail account I am successfully receiving an email with the same name which I have recently entered, that is testing lead, with the same contact number I have entered in my form. So this is the way an automation works, and you have seen that I have created this automation without any coding. So you can also create this automation for your business by just using Pabbly Connect. So start using Pabbly Connect now, and stay tuned to our YouTube channel for learning more about Pabbly and creating many more amazing automations like this. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe our channel. And if you want to practice this workflow, you can find its link in the description given below. So thank you for watching this video. Not only this automation, you can build many more integrations like this by just using Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubt, you can mail us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can post it over the forums.pabbly.com. and if you have any pricing related issue, then you can visit the URL given over here. So start using Pabbly Connect for free now.